You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Secrets of Success. I'm your host, Bill Horan, and today we're speaking to Sam Bowman, author of I Mean Business. Sam, you've come across a lot of different people. Now, how do people find the best, number one benefit of owning your own business? What causes them to want to do this?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill, it's usually not what they think. Maybe they start out to get away from a horrific boss, and they get into home-based business, and they find out everybody's your boss, or they get in it to make big bucks. I'm going to get out of this small-time job and make big bucks, and they get in, and you find out what the real cost is. Most people are motivated to make some extra money or to break out of a poor situation. But I'll tell you what, one of the best reasons, I'll give you two great reasons, and I found out that are the best benefits of running a home-based business, besides the potential of growth and being able to someday sell your idea. Number one, Bill, is the way it challenges you to grow personally. I mean, when you start a home-based business, the you-know-what hits the fan. Reality. You talk about giant reality check. Is my idea a good one? Oh, I think it's wonderful, and nobody pays any attention, so there's a huge challenge. So personal growth. I mean, you just never, Bill, stop growing. You need to be a voracious reader and listen to podcasts. My top 10 resource list includes a couple of fantastic podcasts. Donald Miller's Story Brand podcast is awesome. How to tell your story, sell your product by telling your story. So the personal benefits and the personal growth is one of the biggest things that I was surprised by. The other thing was the benefit to my family. I hear lots of seniors complaining, all these kids, all they're doing is watching their video games. All they do is want to watch movies, etc. Well, the best way to get your kids involved is a home in real life, meeting people, connecting is a home-based business. I inherited a 1-year-old when my son died in a car accident 4 years ago, so Anthony is 5 now. So this little boy came into my life, and he just wrecked everything. I had plans. I had big plans, Bill. So I began to just incorporate him into my life and carry him around with me, and I had nobody to babysit, so I just took him to my business meetings, and people comment to me all the time how far they've seen this young man come. He was very afraid. He had lots of drug issues and separation anxiety, and now he will walk up to people, look them right in the eye, shake their hand, and say, "Hi, I'm Anthony." So he's learning how to conduct his life by watching me conduct my life, and a home-based business is a great way to live your life in front of your kids and grandkids.
Now, Sam, once again, because I'm sure some people are thinking of this and saying, gee, this might just be the way for me to fund my retirement or start getting those numbers up. Or, again, that older person in the family or someone who got laid off. You give us the information, one, where we can get the book, and two, the website and that text that you were talking about.
The website, again, is runningfortheprize.org, not .com, .org. And the folks who are listening, I'd like to give them some free stuff and just put it right in their inbox tonight. Bill, I'm going to send them my top 10 must-read list of books and blogs to visit, five reasons why you should dream big, and 9 partnerships to sustain a home-based business. You need these partnerships. If you get these partnerships right, you can go into business and stay in business. Home-based business is not something you do all alone by yourself, Bill. It's going to take a group of people, your family, these partners. Now, here's how you get those. Just simply, on your phone right now, text the word HomeBiz, HomeBiz, to 44222. I'm going to send you those articles absolutely free. And I did come up, during the break, Bill, I did come up with a couple fantastic, unusual home-based businesses.
Well, I'm going to ask about those next, but I just want to advise our audience, if you're thinking of this, or even if your son or your uncle was thinking of it, Sam has been there. He knows the mistakes people make. He knows the legal entities you have to have involved. Take a little time out, because reading either the text or anything part or his whole book or going to his website, it's going to save you time and money, and better to make the mistakes learning from him than on the job that's going to cost you and may involve a lawsuit or may involve someone who is a competitor. He's been there. He's done that. He knows the way others do it. Go ahead. Tell us those unusual businesses.
Well, I got one for you. Being in the Midwest and going to a lot of fairs and festivals and stuff, how about this one for an unusual? Rent a cow.
Okay, you got us. I've never seen a rent-a-cow.
I know.
And I don't know why I would want one, but if you say so, I believe you.
I know. You must have been thinking this week, Bill, I need a cow. If only somebody would rent me one. But there's a guy in the Midwest renting a cow and renting livestock. And people can, their kids want to have a pet, or farming, and the farm is a lost art, but it's a great way to teach your children a lot. So instead of buying a cow, let's rent one for the weekend. Who would have thought? 2 days with a cow, how bad can it be? We can send them back home.
I think that's your next book, and I think I want to read it. 10 people who purchased something from Rent-A-Cow and what their feelings were afterward.
That's right.
Sam, what would you say is the number one key to success in a home-based business?
Well, you asked for one, I'm going to give you three.
You're a generous man. Go ahead.
And they're free.
Okay.
Number one is there are three things. Number one is courage. Courage that is displayed. You can look and you can think. Many people never get started with their big dream, Bill, because they're perfectionists. They think I'm going to succeed because I've got everything right. And you know what? That is not what brings success. Action brings success. And I tell people, it's always good to do something wrong the first time. Never be afraid to step out. There's the courage. Step out and do it wrong the first time and get your story out there. People love it. They love a failure. They love it when you're trying. They will come to help you and support you. You don't have to be the big winner and the three-piece suit and driving a Rolls Royce to get people to pay attention and love you. They love to see someone working hard and struggling. The courage to step out. Number two, tenacity. When you step out, you're going to hit discouragement. The dream always leads to discouragement before you get to your destiny. I'm telling you, that's the way it is, Bill. So in between, there's going to be discouragement. And what carries you through that? Tenacity. The last thing that to succeed long-term in a home-based business, you're going to need integrity. You're going to have to serve your customer by giving them what you said you were going to give them. And again, I just can't say enough about a book called Fearless Leadership by Carrie D. Lorenz. Her dream was to become a fighter pilot, and she became Top Gun, the very first woman to land a Tomcat on an aircraft carrier and fly that off the aircraft carrier into live combat. And she talks about fearless leadership, and this is exactly what she'll tell you. The courage, the tenacity, and the integrity it takes to succeed anywhere in life. Let's face it, Bill, anywhere in life, but especially in a home-based business.
Now, Sam, I know you mentioned, and it's something that surprised me, I always think of home-based business, as you said, as someone giving dance lessons, piano lessons, coaching somebody in sports or weightlifting. But you said there's actually some home-based franchises. So could you give us an idea of what those would be? Maybe someone would like to have something that's like prepackaged.
I know the perfect one, and the name just went out of my... There is a lady in New Jersey. I will look this up. I'm wondering how I can get to this.
That's okay.
Here's one. It's a great franchise. Now, what she does is she rents baby equipment. In other words, your stroller, your bassinet, all of the things you need to take care of the baby, all the little pieces of furniture, because a lot of people come into the city to visit and they can't airplane all of that stuff. And it is going great. She's selling that as a franchise around. Boy, I just met her last month.
That's
she
okay.
sells that all around the country.
That is a great one, because I'm not joking when you say, of course, the rent-a-cow, the one it exists, but it comes across as humorous. But the baby things are sometimes you're visiting, you need those things if you're in a certain locale for a period of time, or you're transferred, or even if it's for the baby for 2 months. Sometimes it may be cheaper to rent it rather than go out and buy it and then put it in the basement for the next 20 years. So
it's awesome. She drives it right up in her little minivan, takes it in, sets it up for you, comes back and picks it up when you're done with it. Can't beat it.
You're
awesome.
I think you're giving people a lot of ideas with that too, because what is it that we may not want full time, but may just want to rent for a period of time?
Yep.
And it might even be a store owner who has an excess amount of something that people don't really want to buy because they only fill up the garage, but they would rent it for a period of time. And again, we can have another win-win entity.
I'll tell you what, if folks will visit my website, just visit there sometime, and I will make sure and find that and put that up on my website, because she had probably about 30 people with their own little quote-unquote franchise doing this, and they were making $1,000 to $1,500 extra a month.
Hey, I'm in for that, and it's better than taking that cow all around, because I'm starting to think of the negative aspects of that, and in case we get an ornery cow. Real quick before we wrap up, Sam, I'm going to ask you once again, give us the website and quick that text information.
The website is runningfortheprize.org, and if you text the word HomeBiz, HomeBiz, to 44222, I'll send you 3 free resources, and then I can stay connected. I promise I will not fill your inbox with a lot of baloney and other stuff, but maybe once every month or two, I'll give you another great resource I found. It's all free. I just love to help people with home-based businesses.
And reminder, Sam's book is I Mean Business, and if you don't listen to what he says, you might just find a cow at your door, and then you're going to be stuck finding where you take it back. Sam, we had a lot of fun. You promised fun. You are fun. It was great talking to you. Thanks so much. Keep up the good work. We'd like to remind our listeners that you've been listening to The Secrets of Success on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Bill Horan, asking you to please join us again next week at the same time when we will continue our journey to success.